Yay!
Hi everyone. Hi Eric. Hi Pete.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, this feels very sweet. Yeah, well, we
Yeah.
had the inspiration to come on live and just really share inspiration, I feel, about our music ministry, about music in general, and about Strawberry Fields Festival that we're right in the middle of preparing for. And we just put the word out for that this spring. But yeah, Eric, Pete, and I are part of our band Rise, along with Emily and Zach and Susanna. And yeah, it just felt really joyful to come on as the three of us, I feel, because we all are going through such an expansion and a deepening with the music. At least I feel that for myself. And yeah, we titled this live stream "Going Music Going Beyond the Words" because it feels like the music can take us in such a deep, really direct experience of the love that lives inside, and the music does cut through a lot of the intellect and the words and the concepts, and that's just really been, I feel, our experience, and it's something that we love to extend today. And so yeah, I'm really happy to be here with you both, and I look forward to this conversation. Mm,
Yeah. Yeah. Me
mm.
too.
Yeah, so I don't know, Eric, I know, I mean, you've been doing music for so long, like, I don't know, maybe over 15 years, even longer, I think, from when you were a teenager, you said. But do you want to share a little bit about like our music ministry that's just kind of really feeling it's really expanding right now? What's
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah. I mean, I'm so inspired by, this pathway in general, like our whole community and David's teachings. David Hoffmeister, for those of you who don't know, is he's been teaching these teachings of this direct experience, talking about the direct experience of inner peace through forgiveness, that the Course teaches, that Jesus teaches. And yeah, right from the beginning, when I met David, he was so encouraging of me and my music. I think I came to one of his gatherings and he invited me to come up and play my song Peace of Mind at the gathering, and I was really nervous, and but he was just like so encouraging, and he kept telling me like this is so important, like that you have a gift that the Spirit wants to use. And so it's just been a ride the whole time. I've now been with the community for like 15 years or so, and it just keeps going deeper and deeper. My relationship with music keeps going deeper and deeper. And yeah, recently there seems to, ever since we had our last Strawberry Fields Festival last summer, it seemed like there was this explosion of like inspiration for our music ministry, for not just my music, but everyone in the community who has musical gifts, and both of you and this band. We've actually had the band together, Rise, now for I think 2 years or more now. Is that so? It's been a while because we started doing these Sunday services and just sharing the music every week for quite a while. But yeah, to me, it feels now like we're going even deeper as a community into the experience of letting go of the intellect and going beyond the words, going beyond the teachings, and just sinking into the present moment. And I think the music is really, really helpful. I know it is for me. I think for everyone that it's so helpful in giving us a pathway into that, because when we're listening to music, we don't get involved. We don't kind of question the lyrics. We don't get involved with our intellect so much. We just melt into the emotion that the music is conveying. And that feels like that's my pathway. I think it's always been my pathway, but I think I also needed the intellectual pathway of A Course in Miracles, and I still read the course, but the music now, and some of you know I'm going live almost every day to sing the Course in Miracles lessons of the day, because that helps me also really feel what the lesson is teaching as opposed to just reading it and trying to understand it. So yeah, I am so grateful for what's happening with our music ministry kind of taking off in a way where we're sharing about what we're doing. going live more often. We're planning another strawberry festival in May, late May, and afterwards. There's just a lot of inspiration and extension happening with music, and I feel so, so grateful for that.
Mm. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I feel that when you share it, and also reminds me when you said, "Oh, you know, when you met David and he encouraged you to do that song, and you felt a bit nervous, but like that encouragement of the Spirit through David saying, yes, this can be used for actually a higher purpose, whatever purpose, you know, the ego can use everything, and the Holy Spirit can use everything. It's like now we've given this over to the Holy Spirit, like our voice, our skills. If you can play guitar, Pete plays drum. It's like this and then looking at David, I know for all these years he's always had singer-songwriters actually surrounding him. And it's pretty profound actually when you look at it. I'm just thinking right now, like, yeah, the Spirit always provided someone with David who could share music, even in his gatherings. It's like there's such a profoundness of the teachings coming through. And I think it's important that the mind can relax and know everything is okay and be receptive. And I feel music has such a really powerful, plays a really powerful part in that, even to like receive the teachings and the love that inspires the teachings and the love that inspires the music. And yeah, I shared with you guys right before this morning when we talked about our live that I had a very deep experience yesterday where it just kind of dawned on me that that is truly what the music it's about. It's about the love that inspires it and that's underneath it, and that gets extended. It's nice you can play a beautiful song, but that doesn't really cut it. And I know that's for all of us as a band and being in this community for so many years, being around David, you know, giving our life over to Jesus really and to the Spirit to be used in the most helpful deep way possible for us. And I don't know, Pete, if you want to share a little bit, because yeah, when we were sharing this morning about, you know, going beyond the words, we were even talking about opening up Strawberry to even our Spanish community who speak enough English and they know enough English to follow. Like, why could they come? Like, that could be opened up if there's enough. And but then the music we were sharing, that the music is beyond the language and beyond the words. So yeah, I don't know if you want to share a little bit about that.
Yeah, yeah, it feels beautiful. Like, yeah, it was actually one of our, Spanish speaking friends who said, like, actually, I think all my friends would actually want to come to this, even like if their English is a bit limited, because it's such an experience. You can really just feel the heart so much, like during when we're all together and playing with the band. And yeah, I kind of feel like that's what it's always like for me. And even it's been my prayer this week is to how do we just like allow love? How do we allow that experience of love to come up in the mind? And we had a beautiful worship service with Helena and with Marina on the weekend, and so vibrant. And I think, and a few of us were commenting afterwards where we could feel like even any blocks to love that are coming up in the mind, like, oh my God, it feels like too much, or any kind of distraction that's in the mind or taking away from that experience. And it's kind of like for me, it's the same with the music. Like when we get out on stage together and I see like the audience there, it kind of feels like we join in this shared prayer together. Like we just want to allow this experience, like allow the holy instant together and be in this vibrancy together. And I can see even when I'm playing, if I'm getting too focused on the form of things, like hit the right thing or play the right part, it diminishes the experience. So for myself, I always just want to be in that vibrant state of mind where it kind of feels like the audience and myself, like we're one in the same, we're all in this joyous experience together. And so it does really go beyond the words, because it's just a prayer. Like when we're playing together and with the audience, it's just that feeling like we're all in this shared thing. Let me allow the Spirit to come through. Let me allow that love to burst forth in my heart. That's the experience I really want. So yeah, I just love it. I love it when we're together and in communication, and we can't let distractions or errors kind of get in the way because we just really want to go for that experience together.
Mm.
Yeah, so it feels beautiful that we can just invite everybody to join us in that. Like, come, it's like an experience of communion together.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I'm thinking too, like Eric, when I think, because you've done music yourself, you've had collaborators over the years. I know the Spirit has sent you collaborators, maybe more one-on-one or maybe with the band. You were on Strawberry Stage many years ago with, I don't know if you were there, with all the musicians from California would come. I know David talked about, it was before my time, but I know that that was a huge collaboration. But also, I know when I think about it, what you were sharing, Pete, is so beautiful about this feeling of connection and communion, and that is what you really want, like as a prayer underneath the music. And I feel that as a band, like it's when we're connected, it's like the magic happens or the miracles really come through. It's all about the connection, and then you can see it's not really about the outcome or how it might sound or whatever. It's really about the present moment experience. And I don't know, Eric, for you, because yeah, you've done music for such a long time, and then we formed this band. I don't know if there's anything that you want to share about it, even like you said, through the years, it's gone deeper and deeper. I
Mm.
know if anything's coming to your mind, but I'm kind of curious to hear from you. Like, how has that
Mm.
been for you, even like to constantly expand and work with musicians that aren't even real musicians? Say like they might not even have a musical backdrop, and like
Right.
yeah, how has it been for you, even with even the band recently, but also yeah, moving towards that expansion?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's always been healing. I think when David first started encouraging me, to me, music at that point was just kind of a campfire hobby. Like I would play by myself for my family, and it was just kind of for entertainment. I didn't think of it as like that important. It was just kind of fun. And when he started encouraging me, and then I kind of dove into the community and into this path deeper, then, like you said, people started showing up who I was meant to collaborate with. And yeah, not all of them had any musical training, and yet they were like being guided by the Spirit with songs. And like my wife at the time, Armel, in back in 2009, she had no musical training at all, but she started hearing these kind of poems and melodies and singing, and it was a big healing for me because I would try to collaborate with her to write these songs using my past learning with music, and yet I would bump into these beliefs I had about how music should sound and how songs should go, and a lot of the stuff that was coming through her kind of went against what I would thought would be a good song. And so I had to sort of face these beliefs and keep kind of softening and just, yeah, like you said, being more interested in the relationship and the present healing than in the outcome of good music. And so it's just continued like that, where every collaboration, like Ricky Como and I collaborated for years, and we just had so much interpersonal conflict that would come up between us when we were collaborating and even traveling together. And it was all about the healing, and the music was just sort of like a backdrop, like an excuse for us to come together because we were both so inspired by it. And I think I always had some kind of a dream to play with a band because I would see these other bands on stage, even Christian bands like Jesus Culture, and think, wow, like they're reaching so many people with their message and playing on a big stage. And I was in a band in college, but we weren't very big. And I think I've had this fantasy that that would be really fun to play with like a band and again and be on the stage. And so when we started playing together, the three of us and Emily and Zach and recently Susanna joining us, yeah, it kind of opened up this new possibility that we could potentially tour, or even the touring doesn't matter so much to me, but it's just the idea of playing with others and extending the music like to a big audience. Not that we have a big audience. We probably never will be super popular because our message is based on the chorus and it's so radical. but there's something about the collaboration and how the Spirit is using these things that I'm very attracted to bring me with others. And every time we come together, the three of us or the wider band, it does seem to always flush up healing, which I think is really the only reason we're actually doing it. Like deep down, Jesus is saying, like, I really want you to wake up. I want you to be happy. And so, these collaborations, even though it seems to be about the music, it's really about the healing that the interpersonal relationships and the healing that brings up for you. So it's just been really deep. And I love how, yeah, I love how the Spirit uses what we're already attracted to to help heal our mind. And
Mm.
I think that will just continue with us
Mm.
as we keep playing together.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, David sometimes talks about this journey with the course where it can be like going down a water slide and having your hands up in the air and going yippee and woo, as much as you're willing to let go of the slide and go down, you can be in this joyful experience. And I kind of feel the same with the music, like as much as
Mm.
we're willing to totally open up and, go beyond like the restrictions we feel in the mind, like we can allow this experience, but it does bring up the healing, and that's perfect. That's what it's for. I think just this, it's like being able to bathe in the light. And I love it, where, it's said that we're afraid of this intimacy with God, and we're afraid of this bright light. But like this feels like a beautiful way of approaching it actually for all of us, like little by little we allow it more and more for ourselves, because we start to experience the desire in our heart that we have this desire for this love, this bright love. And so everything unlike it does get flushed up along the way, but we don't want to dwell on these any dark thoughts or blocks. Like, no, I really want this experience. I want this bright love. So yeah,
Mm.
it's a beautiful way we can use the music together.
Mm. Yeah, I'm thinking too, because I feel like Eric, I mean, you're a great songwriter. Like it's always the Spirit coming through us, but it's really being used. Like even the words, the lyrics in your songs, they've touched me so much even before I kind of came to community. It's like, oh my God, and Ricky's songs and Svava's, like there's so many musicians surrounding actually David in this community, but the lyrics also, they're very profound. And then when I was thinking about you, Tupi, with them, because we talked a little bit about Japan, because Lisa, JP, and Kirsten are in Japan right now, and they've had these really deep devotional gatherings with all the beloveds there who are so devoted to awakening, and like in an experiential way, like they want to take it so deep. And David's going in March. He will go to Japan and meet the beloveds there. But I was just thinking, yeah, I remember a little clip I saw on Facebook. I don't know who it was, but one of the ones from the retreat there was playing the song Love Note on a little harp. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But and just thinking about that, like you were saying, Eric, it's not about the big stage, it's not about the spotlight, it's not about the podium. This is about Jesus. This is about his presence. This is about us feeling his presence and extend that in a present moment experience. And it can feel very soft and intimate. And it can at times feel like, whoa, we're going all out with rocking on the drum. And it can come through in so many that's what I love about our band, because we can do the most quiet, acoustic, intimate songs. And then we just go into all fired up or running to the light, and we go from one extreme to the other, but it's all the same. It has the same purpose, and we just need to feel what it is in the moment. But yeah, I feel that's so beautiful, and I think that's it. Like what we're all speaking to is like the depth that we feel and we want to feel with the music, and we want to extend. And those who feel that it resonates with you, like the depth of it, I think it's a huge opportunity for like a quantum love experience, really, that heart opening. I remember last year, I just want to share, because, and I've shared it so many times. I met Ed, and I think his partner was called Crystal, and they came to the monastery for the very first time last summer at Strawberry. And I had a really sweet talk with them. I had a picnic blanket there on the grass at the monastery, and Ed was sharing with me he had never heard the music that we've played at the festival. It was the very first time he even heard music that had lyrics that were so directly about his presence and his love. And he said he could barely move. Like, it was just, he had such a profound experience just through the music, let alone all the teachings David was sharing and the movies and the holy encounter, like everything. But he said the music just was, he said he didn't even know it existed. Like, that's how it was, so new for him, but it was such a deep experience. And I felt it when he shared it with me. It was so profound to be touched in such a deep way. So unexpected too. It was very unexpected, but it just kind of opened up the heart so fully. And yeah, it's just, that's what music can do.
Yeah. I'm so glad we're doing another Strawberry because, yeah, I mean, the monastery it's always kind of been one of my favorite places on the planet. It's just so peaceful and still. It's like you're there. It's so quiet and so like, I don't know, you can just feel the reverence. And yeah, and because there's been thoughts of possibly selling the monastery, so this might be our last big event at the monastery, which I don't know, it just feels like such a beautiful way. If it does end up selling, then this would be a beautiful, way to honor the monastery for what it's been for all of us and how much it's given us.
As David said, if that happens, we go out with a bang, like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
bang and like heart opening. And I feel that's the vibe this year. Like, yeah, Strawberry was so intimate too. I felt last summer it was very intimate, very deep, and I feel it will be the same this year. It can't be any other way because that's our calling. But I do feel like I feel the Spirit is really putting it out far and wide, as like we're really opening up the temple doors, like we're opening up the monastery doors for this experience for 3 days to just really, yeah, soak it in, like really let it in and allow whatever healing might come up, through the music, through the teaching, through the holy encounters, just through everything that's going to be provided for whatever the prayer of the heart is, like that's always answered. So
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Like, I just feel like as a backdrop, to allow this heart opening too. Yeah, the monastery for me has always been this symbol of an open heart. Like, it's in the canyon and it just feels like this, like almost like these hands just like opening up like this. And then you go there and the music is just, yeah, it's just this experience of like being in this vast open heart and the music just being serenaded by the music. And then afterwards just the reflection of the beautiful canyon and the chipmunks and the hummingbirds, and there's all this nature, and it's just so sweet to be able to just lie back in all of it and allow this experience, just to allow it for ourselves. It's not often I feel like you can come into a place where it feels like everything else just drops away, and the property lends itself so well to that as well, just to be fully in the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Into the vastness that we are. I love that. What was
Right.
that say? The soft surrender,
Quantum
open-hearted
love.
space, quantum love. Oh.
That's our theme song this year. Quantum love.
Oh, oh, my heart's beating. I feel it. Everything. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I think we'll do many more lives and sharings because I feel like we're just bursting open with the music, and there's many, many, many more, much more to come through. But yeah, I think for now, I just want to share a very heartwarming invitation to whoever's watching. If you feel to come, oh, we would welcome you with open arms and open hearts. And yeah, I think it's going to be a beautiful, heart-opening celebration this spring. The festival will be from May 30 to June 1st. We'll be there as Rise. David will be there. Friends from the community will be there, and we have a launch price right now until tomorrow. So if you're watching now, this is a really good time to sign up. We have a special offer. Just for those who feel it right away and it clicks in, then feel free to register. The link is in the description. But it's just, I'm really looking forward. And it's already started. It feels like Strawberry is not a future thing. It's not an event in the future. It's like we've said yes to it in our hearts now. And so I feel like that's why we can connect with the joy now and extend that, because it's an experience that's everlasting. That's what's underneath it.
We call it the strawberry state of mind.
Strawberry state of mind. We welcome you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you both so much. This is so heart-opening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everyone who's watching, and blessings.